Shalom. I want to start off by saying Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah Hamashiach, Call Hello Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah Hamashiach. Again, as I said, if the United States stays in Syria, it's bad. All right, it's all leading towards World War III. All right, and if they leave Syria, it's bad because they won't be able to get that pipeline and the oil. All right, and it doesn't matter how many millions of innocent civilians die as a result of it. All right, it's order out of chaos. So if they leave Syria, it's bad for the United States. If they stay in Syria, it's bad for the United States. It's all leading to World War III. So U.S. House doesn't exclude new strike on Syria in new chemical attack case. Speaking at a hearing on the Foreign Affairs Committee, U.S. House of Representatives member Ed Royce recalled that the recent U.S. strike was legal and justified. No, it wasn't, as he said, was caused in response to the barbaric attack by the country's authorities using chemical weapons. All right, it was a fabricated lie. All evidence points towards that. The U.S. and our allies were justified in taking limited military action against Bashar al-Assad in response to his barbaric use of chemical weapons. Hopefully, the Syrian dictator gets the message. If not, I have no doubt there will be more military strikes, United States House of Representatives Chairman Royce said on the Foreign Affairs hearing. All right. He stated that the U.S. needs a strategy to get a political solution that moves beyond Assad to secure and lasting peace, just like they did in Libya. All right. They're full of shit. The United States, UK, France on April 14th launched missile attacks on Syrian government facilities, which they believe were used to produce chemical weapons. It's a lie. The Syrian authorities have repeatedly stated that the entire chemical arsenal was taken out of the country under the control of the OPCW. In April, the situation in Syria significantly intensified amid reports about the alleged chemical attack in the city of Douma, after which the EU and the U.S. rushed to blame the forces of Syrian President Bashar al-Assad, with Damascus refuting the allegations. So I got a video I'm going to queue up real quick. Be right back. Common sense. All right, I hate to use it, but this guy's brilliant.
Hi, everybody. I'm here with the Miserable Liberal. Hello, Jimmy. So I'm gonna. This is what Putin had to say about the. Before I get to that, I want to remind you that this whole Syria thing is not as it appears. Do you think we want to go into Syria because he gasses people? Then why did we want to go into Syria in 2005? What? We wanted to go in Syria in 2005?
2005.
Yeah. Here's Christine Amanpour from CNN interviewing Bashar al-Assad in 2005. Listen to what she has to say in 2005.
You know, the rhetoric of regime change is headed towards you from the United States. They are actively looking for a new Syrian leader. They're granting visas and visits to Syrian opposition politicians. They're talking about isolating you diplomatically and perhaps a coup d'etat or your regime crumbling. What are you thinking about that?
That was 2005. What was the reason back then?
What was
Did
it?
he gas people back then too? Was that too close to the Iraq war? So we go into Iraq. They wanted to go into Syria. We went into Libya, Afghanistan. It's almost exactly like General Wesley Clark said it was going to happen. So in 2005, that's 2005, after we just did Iraq, we're on our way to doing Libya, and they wanted to also do Syria. That's 2005. So we have other videos that debunk the first gas attack in 2013. They blamed on Assad. It wasn't him. It was the ISIS rebels who we're supporting. So you know, the United States is supporting ISIS in Syria. We're training them and arming them. That's happening. Just so you know, that's happening. So that was debunked that time.
So America's funding ISIS.
This time it's the same thing. Just so you know, the last time we were sure we had chemical weapons, 1 million people died. Just so you know.
Weapons of mass destruction.
Sure.
That was a lie too.
And the media was super sure too. Just so you remember. So now here's what Putin had to say about the gas attack. Now, just so you know, it makes absolutely no sense that Bashar al-Assad would do a chemical attack because he was winning the civil war. They had ISIS on the run, and anywhere they were surrounded. And they were winning the war. They were liberating towns from terrorists like ISIS and Al-Qaeda and al-Nusra. Assad was doing that in Syria because it's not a real civil war. It's a war being financed by Saudi Arabia and Qatar to overthrow Assad so they can put a pipeline through it.
See, and millions of people have to die so that way everybody in the United States gets to go to Starbucks. Just want you to know that.
That's what this is about, which you're not going to hear on MSNBC or CNN or the New York Times or the Washington Post. So they're doing it again. They're trying to do a false flag gas attacks to the United States bomb, which we're doing. And here's what Putin had to say.
Здравый смысл говорит сам за себя. Сирийские правительственные войска наступают. В
Common
некоторых регионах
sense
они
speaks for
окружили
itself.
повстанцев.
The Syrian army was on the offensive. In some places, they had surrounded the rebels entirely. For them to suddenly give away the trump card to those who continually call for regime change, just like they did back in 2005, is frankly a crock of shit.
В этих условиях давать козырь тем, кто постоянно призывает к внешнему военному вмешательству, просто дурь несусветная. Это не...
So what he's saying is, why would that? Doesn't make any sense that when they're winning the war and on the brink of ending it, they would then hand a trump card to their opponent to call the biggest superpower in the world into the war. That doesn't make any sense that they would hand them, here you go. Oh, if we get caught using this gas, that the United States will come overthrow us? Let's try it anyway, even though we're winning. So that's what Putin's saying. It doesn't make any sense, which it doesn't make any sense. You'll never hear that on fucking CNN.
вообще никакой логики. Да еще в день...
It's completely illogical, especially as it took place during the visit of a UN observer.
приезда наблюдателей ООН. Поэтому я убежден, что это не более чем провокация тех, кто хочет втянуть другие страны в сирийский конфликт, кто хочет добиться поддержки со стороны могущих.
I don't know if people can read that, so I'll read it for him. Should I read it for him? Here, I'll read it for him. He said, I am more than assured that this was simply provocation on behalf of those that would like to pull other countries into the war, that would like to garner support from other militaries, the U.S. primarily.
Участников международной деятельности. Прежде всего, конечно, Соединенных Штатов. У меня в этом сомнений нет.
I have no doubts about this.
Что касается позиции наших американских,
when it comes to the position of our American friends,
Sarcasm.
друзей, которые утверждают,
They're
что
their enemy.
they keep saying that Syrian government forces were the ones that had used the chemical weapons, and they have evidence.
Правительственные войска применили оружие массового уничтожения, в данном случае химическое оружие, то и говорят, что у них есть такие доказательства, но пусть тогда они...
Well, then show us said evidence. Show the UN observers and show us at the Security Council.
I just want to point out, right now, the Americans are trying to use some other investigators outside the OPCW. Russia said, hell no. The OPCW is the organization you're supposed to use. Let the OPCW do their job. And, before they could even do their job, America did that missile attack in Syria. So that way they could destroy any evidence. All right, so I wouldn't be surprised. Putin, he's going to call out Russia on their bullshit. America, you have a track record for lying, falsifying information. All right, you never had evidence, in Iraq, weapons of mass destruction, all that BS. Screw you. I wouldn't be surprised.
Явят инспекторам ООН и в Совет Безопасности. Ссылки на то, что у них такие доказательства есть, но они секретные, они никому не могут их...
Saying that you have evidence, but it is secret and not available for scrutiny, it's simply disrespectful to your partners in the international community.
Оставить, не выдерживать никакой критики. Это просто неуважение к своим партнерам и к участникам международной деятельности. Если есть доказательства, они должны быть предъявлены. И если они не предъявлены, значит их нет.
If evidence exists, it must be shown. If it's not shown, then it does not exist.
Ссылки на то, что это какие-то очередные перехваты каких-то переговоров, которые ничего...
Alluding to some intercepted conversations which prove absolutely nothing at all cannot serve as justification to attack a sovereign country.
доказывают. не могут быть положены в основу принятия таких фундаментальных решений, как применение силы в отношении суверенного государства.
So that's what he had to say about it. And I don't know, makes fucking perfect sense. It makes a lot more sense than anybody in the United States talking about Syrian conflict right now. In fact, that makes sense. Everything that's being said in the US media makes zero sense. Zero. No sense. Oh, this guy's a butcher. He's so dumb that even on the brink of when he's winning the war, he's going to use gas, which he doesn't need to use, which he knows will draw the United States in. Ha, he's so dumb, I guess.
Exactly.
He's just a dummy. But he's an evil dummy who's a butcher. He's a bad dictator, and he hurts innocent people. Doesn't the United States bomb hospitals? Didn't you just kill 1 million people in Iraq? Don't you didn't do the same thing in Libya?
And I bet you
What about
Putin brings
Afghanistan?
all
You
this
just dropped the
information
biggest
up.
bomb on- Yeah, well, what about your drone program? 90% of the people killed by your drones are innocent civilians. Yeah. We care about these specific people that get killed by gas. Yeah, what about the people you kill with your... That's an accident. That's a whoopsie. We didn't do it on purpose, like him. Well, you know if you use a drone, 90% of the people that you kill are going to be civilians. Yeah, we do know that, but we don't do it on purpose. Well, that has to be on purpose. That's like drunk driving. I don't mean to kill anybody, but I get drunk and I go driving and I know I will kill someone. You drop a drone, you know you're going to kill innocent people. Yeah, but we didn't mean to. Remember what Donnie Tanahans used to say about this war? Let's get out of Afghanistan. Our troops are being killed by the Afghanis. We train and we waste billions there. Nonsense. Rebuild the USA. So that's more about Afghanistan, not about Syria. But remember what he used to say that stuff? That's why he got elected, because he spoke like a populist. That's what people want. That's the policy people want. We don't get it. We don't get it with Barack Obama. We elect a black guy with a Muslim name, we get a fucking right-wing military-industrial complex foreign policy. We elect a billionaire fucking racist with a populist message, we get a right-wing military-industrial complex policy. So I'm still suggesting to everyone, stop listening to the assholes on mainstream news media, on TV, in the Washington Post and the New York Times. Stop listening to those fucking assholes, because they are, and they're worthless, and we have to overcome them. And you see why horrible shit happens in the world.
All right, so I'm gonna jump into scriptures. I'm actually going to jump into Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, verse 4. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as Sheol, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. All right. America, shall not all these take up a parable against him, just like the video we've been watching, just like Pakistan, just like Russia? Shall not all these take up a parable against him, a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe, destruction is woe. Woe means destruction. Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. Destruction against him that is not his. And that's exactly what's coming to America, you know. It's going to be eating nuclear missiles and be destroyed off the face of the map, off the face of the earth. All right, it's going to be a lake of fire. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. Shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be for booties unto them? Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, of the city, of all that dwell therein. Okay? Woe! Woe means destruction. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil. Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. All right. So again, woe meaning destruction. Woe is coming to America. All right. So now I'm going to jump into Isaiah the 14th chapter. I'm going to jump into hit the 10th verse. All right. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? All right, and that's happening right now. The infrastructure of America is crumbling from the inside, and it's happening more and more every day. Okay, I could go into examples of that, but I'm not. I want it to happen. I hate America. I hope America just gets destroyed, all right, because that's what the Lord wants, all right? And again, you know, every other nation has nuclear weapons. China and Russia have hypersonic weapons, hypersonic missiles, and the Americans themselves even acknowledge that there is nothing they can do to stop them. Okay, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vials. The worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. All right, worm is a metaphor for corruption, and also means America's corruption and ultimate end is coming. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? Lucifer just means morning star, all right, because that's what America tries to set themselves to be. All right. How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. And who's doing that? All right. There's mind reader technology, the satellite technology, control beasts and animals. Who's doing that? Yet thou shalt be brought down to Sheol, to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man, Esau, which is America, all right? Esau runs America, these elite bankers, all of them. Is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms, all right? That made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of the prisoners, all right? All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, every one in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave, like an abominable branch, as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with the sword, that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden under feet. I shall not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. All right, and this is reference to America. All right, you'll see. For I will rise up against them, saith Yahweh of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, saith Yahweh. All right, all the males. I will also make it a possession for the bittern, pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, saith Yahweh of hosts. That's how you know this is a different Babylon. It's speaking of America, all right, because ancient Babylon is being inhabited right now, all right, modern day Iraq. All right, this is talking about America. America will be destroyed. Be a desolation. Yahweh of hosts has sworn, saying, surely as I have thought, so shall it come to pass, and as I have proposed, so shall it stand. All right. So anyways, we're in the midst of World War III right now. They go into Syria. Remember, Vladimir Putin sworn that there will be consequences and he will retaliate. Iran just swore that it has a right to defend itself and it will retaliate against Israel. All right. This war is picking up. All right, there will be World War III. We're in the midst of World War III at this very moment. So with that, I'm going to say Barak atah Yahweh, Barak atah Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, Kol Halo Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, double honors, apostle, elders, great millstone, who are the holy apostles and prophets mentioned in the book of Revelation, and bless the Akim that are pushing the word in true sincerity. And to all you men of great millstone, I say Barak atam, Bahasham Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, Waha, Racha, Kodash, and Shalom. And again, I'm not going to be surprised if Putin brings out all that information, point out every time they lied, just like the weapons of mass destruction, just like those chemical weapons, and points out that they were trying to go into Syria back in 2005. Syria was winning the war and getting the terrorists out. We're funding terrorism, all right? And you think every other nation should sit by and say, just because you want to sustain yourself by killing millions and millions of innocent civilians and children, you think we're going to stand by and let that happen? Nah. Especially the way the world is, this current condition, and with Trump in power, all right, it's going to get worse, all right? And I've seen evidence on that. I'm not going to bring it up. But again, we're in the midst of World War III. It's happening now. Shalom.